waving at the referee to come stop the fight. Bow, come stop the fight. Bow, come stop the fight. Am I lying, doggy?
Ever since Bronny James was drafted into the NBA and landed with the Los Angeles Lakers, controversy has followed him nonstop. But this situation hit different. Reports suggest tensions inside the locker room reached a breaking point, with Bronny becoming the target of frustration from teammates. And the moment LeBron caught wind of it, the situation escalated fast. Here's what really happened. Let's break it down to the Summer League tension. The issues between Bronny James and his Lakers teammates can be traced back to the 2024 NBA Summer League, where frustration began building over what several players described as special treatment that disrupted team chemistry. Bronny was selected 55th overall in the 2024 NBA draft after completing a freshman season at USC in which he averaged 4.8 points while shooting 36.6% across 25 games. He missed the opening 8 games of that season after suffering cardiac arrest, and most draft projections had him going undrafted. His selection by the Lakers immediately sparked controversy, with scouts and analysts questioning whether his skill set justified an NBA roster spot or if his last name played the biggest role. During Summer League, Bronny averaged just 4.3 points on 22.6% shooting in his first 4 games, missing all 15 of his three-point attempts in that span. The Lakers opened the tournament 0-5, and the combination of poor results and roster questions created mounting frustration. Despite his struggles, Bronny logged the second most minutes on the roster at 25.1 per game, trailing only first-round pick Dalton Knecht. According to multiple reports, the spotlight surrounding Bronny frustrated teammates, with one Lakers insider telling reporters that the perceived star treatment caused internal friction that impacted on-court performance. Stephen A. Smith made his stance clear, stating that everyone understood why Bronny was really in the league.
We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
One Summer League player offered a blunt account, saying Bronny was treated differently, separate from the rest of us, and that it was extremely frustrating because the group never developed real chemistry. The player explained that his frustration grew because plays and game plans were designed to highlight Bronny specifically, often at the expense of others. He added that nearly any player on the California Classic or Summer League roster would tell the same story about the favoritism they witnessed. Another source clarified that his issue wasn't personal, but insisted Bronny simply wasn't ready for the NBA stage. In his view, multiple players felt their own chances of earning a roster spot were being compromised due to the organization's commitment to developing LeBron's son regardless of performance. Stephen A. Smith echoed that sentiment, acknowledging the emotional weight of opening night while questioning whether continuing to give Bronny NBA minutes made basketball sense based on what was happening on the court.
The first game of the season, opening night, the Griffies in attendance, father-son duo playing in an NBA game for the first time, an absolutely positively wonderful story. And then reality sets in. We love what we're seeing from him in the G League because that's where you belong.
Lakers co-owner Jeannie Buss dismissed the claims, attributing them to jealousy from players unlikely to make the roster anyway, suggesting they were searching for someone to blame. Head coach J.J. Redick frequently referred to Bronny as the first major test of the Lakers' revamped player development program, with the organization determined to give him consistent reps to mold him into a two-way contributor. That philosophy was evident throughout Summer League, where Bronny continued to receive steady minutes despite poor shooting efficiency and repeated losses. Criticism of the Lakers' approach extended beyond the locker room, spilling into national sports media where analysts questioned the logic of prioritizing one player's development over winning games.
And that's what we're going to talk about. Look. Can we all just come to the conclusion that Bronny James it's not good enough to be on the Lakers? Can we just all finally come to the conclusion, bro?
Bronny did show signs of life in his final 2 Summer League appearances, totaling 25 points with 3 assists while shooting 10 of 21 from the field, including 3 of 8 from deep, before being pulled from the finale. Those performances offered a glimpse of his potential, but did little to silence critics who argued that 2 solid games couldn't erase weeks of struggles. The Summer League friction set the tone, music, for what would become an ongoing debate about Bronny's place on the roster and whether he truly belonged.
You had people like Richard Jefferson and Tim Legler talking about Bronny has everything. All he needs to do is just, I'm like, really? All he needs to do is just work on 1 or 2 things. Really?
That debate only intensified once the regular season began. And one moment, in particular, captured the tension in a way that quickly went viral. Redick's outburst and the coaching, music, dynamic. If there was a single moment that symbolized the pressure surrounding Bronny James during the 2025-26 season, it came on November 18, 2025, against the Milwaukee Bucks at Fiserv Forum. The Lakers won 119-95, with Luka Doncic leading the offensive charge. But the game also exposed ongoing issues with Bronny's fit in the rotation. At 21 years old and in his second NBA season, Bronny earned his second career start as the Lakers evaluated young talent amid injuries and lineup experimentation. The Bucks matchup was supposed to be a proving ground, but instead became a warning sign. Early in the first quarter, Bronny found himself wide open on the perimeter twice. Both times, instead of shooting, he hesitated and passed the ball back out, stalling the offense. Doncic was visibly frustrated, throwing his arms up after watching possessions die. Milwaukee defended Bronny as if he posed no threat, daring him to shoot.
He gets in the game, and the dude is literally scared to shoot, right? The Bucks were leaving him wide open. They basically were treating this dude like Russell Westbrook, like Ben Simmons, folks. They were just daring him to shoot.
Redick's response was immediate and raw, coming from the sideline in a moment, music, caught clearly on broadcast cameras and shared everywhere online. After the second hesitation, Redick pulled Bronny just 4 minutes into the game. Bronny didn't return until the second half and finished with roughly 10 total minutes, attempting only 2 shots. The tension between coach and player had reached a visible breaking point.
So, JJ Redick, ladies and gentlemen, he was literally yelling at Bronny James on the sidelines to shoot the ball, right? It got so bad, folks, that he started to cuss Bronny James out on the sideline. So, I'm going to put a picture of the graphic on the screen so you guys can see what JJ Redick told Bronny. Told him pretty much to shoot basketball.
That outburst reflected larger concerns Redick had voiced since Summer League. He consistently emphasized accountability and shooting confidence, viewing hesitation as a developmental roadblock that needed direct correction. That mindset mirrored his own 15-year playing career, built on being a fearless shooter who never passed up an open look. Watching Bronny do the opposite clearly tested his patience. Bronny responded maturely, telling reporters that Redick was pushing him to become more aggressive and trust his shot. "When I'm open, I've got to let it go," he said. That message translated into progress soon after, when Bronny was sent to the South Bay Lakers. In a standout performance against Santa Cruz on November 22, 2025, he posted 15 points on 5 of 10 shooting, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals in a 115-95 win, showing growth in the exact areas Redick had targeted. Redick later addressed the situation following a loss to Philadelphia.
Just felt like on a back-to-back, just him giving us energy, I think, was the goal. I maybe put him in a tough spot, flying up yesterday and, nationally televised game and Philly, all that stuff. It's, he didn't play well, but he's been playing great. In the Stay Ready games, and he's been playing great in the G.
From a team standpoint, the incident didn't derail momentum, as the Lakers opened the season 10-4. Still, the moment sparked wider conversations about balancing tough love with confidence, especially for a high-profile young player under constant scrutiny. Notably, there was no reported backlash from LeBron or veteran teammates, suggesting the moment was viewed internally as constructive. While Redick pushed Bronny hard, the lingering question remained: how was LeBron handling watching his son struggle publicly?
How's that chapter been satisfying, actually seeing the tangible growth?
Seeing his growth? It's been great to see and to watch. And he's still young. Obviously just turned 21 not too long ago, and he's still learning and, still getting better with each and every rep. I think he's enjoying the process. I think you're going to obviously ask him, more than me. He's not a resident anymore, so we don't talk as much. He has his own place, so I can't just. But he's great.
Publicly, LeBron remained supportive and calm, framing Bronny's journey as a natural learning process rather than a problem. Following Bronny's return from his cardiac incident and entry into the NBA, LeBron said he had seen steady improvement others might miss. In a March 23, 2025 interview, he said he noticed growth from Bronny's first game back at USC through recent performances. The cardiac arrest in July 2023 added emotional weight to everything. For LeBron, simply watching his son play again mattered more than minutes or stats. Even as Bronny averaged just 5 to 7 minutes in spot roles, LeBron avoided criticizing coaches or management. After a November 19, 2025 game, he laughed while calling Bronny's progress great to see, acknowledging his youth and learning curve. LeBron also spoke about Bronny living on his own and their evolving relationship.
As a parent, to be able to be, there to witness a child of yours start to live out a dream of theirs is something Bronny has always talked about, and he's, said, we asked him plenty of times, like, what is your end goal? And his end goal is to be in the NBA. And to see him almost at that moment, for a parent is something that you could just be in awe of, because, that's what you want your kids to be able to live out their dreams.
Benchings, including Bronny's 1-minute appearance in a January 8, 2026 loss to San Antonio, drew no visible reaction from LeBron. Reports noted LeBron didn't even play that night. Despite speculation, no verified comments suggested frustration toward Redick. Bronny later explained in a July 3, 2025 interview that LeBron advised him to block out rumors and outside noise. "He just tells me not to worry about it," Bronny said. On the Mind the Game podcast, LeBron reflected on watching Bronny's draft journey and what it meant to him as a father.
It's definitely not his dad, and I'm not him. I wouldn't be able to handle the scrutiny and all the things that he got going on, at his age and at his level, and with social media. I didn't have social media to deal with when I came in at 18. I did have a lot of scrutiny. I did have a lot of things that was put on my shoulders, but I didn't have, every single day around the clock news coverage, sports shows, things of talking about this particular person every single day.
LeBron also acknowledged that Bronny has handled scrutiny in ways he himself couldn't have at that age, given today's nonstop media cycle.